Alright, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's worth. Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network. Alright, y'all see what's going on here? As y'all see the thumbnail, y'all read the title. Under the thumbnail, yeah man, this one today is dealing with you guys. Or should I say the PRE ops, who happen to be Yo Gotti and his brother Big Jook. Now, if y'all not familiar with the story, y'all will know that Yo Gotti Brother Big Jook, he was scooped up by the feds right behind his homeboy Hernandez Govin. Yeah man, it's known that Hernandez Govin and Big Jook been knowing each other for a long time. And also along with that, it's reported that Hernandez Govin allegedly sent the shooters to set up Young Dolph and Makedas. So yeah, right now they saying that one of Big Jook old school homeboys, who happened to be Hernandez Govin, was the one who orchestrated, planned, and sent the shooters to set up Young Dolph and Makedas. Now there's a bunch of people, including myself, who believe that not to be true at all, who know that it's more than just Hernandez Govin that got something to do with Young Dolph being set up in Makedas. Matter of fact, he's not even the main suspect at this time. Matter of fact, he's not even a third suspect who they listing to be part of Young Dolph's setup in Makedas. Because we all been keeping up with this whole Young Dolph case from the beginning. And we all know that this is way past suspect number 3. If they're gonna say Hernandez Govin is a suspect, he has to be listed at least number 8 by now. Because again, we gotta be on suspect number 8 pertaining to Young Dolph being set up in Makedas. We went through a whole list of people, man. We went through a whole starting five of people based on these folks allegedly having something to do with Young Dolph's untimely demise. Before we get into it, as always, let's first pay our respects and say rest in peace to Young Dolph, condolences to his family, and much love to all my folks in Dolph Land. See, that's the thing, right? Even my folks in Dolph Land know, man, this is way past the third guy. Come on, man. If we go back to Cornbread, JoJo Splat, Devin Burns, Shondell Barnett, C.O. Tizzy, Joshua Taylor, come on, man. Straight Drop, Cornelius Smith. If I didn't say those names already, that's already 7 to 8 people right there. And then if y'all take it back to around, 4 or 5 months ago, when they listed another guy, I believe his name was Eric Ingram or Earl Ingram, something like that, man. But I do factually know that his last name was Ingram, man. So there you are, all those suspects, and they saying this number 3. Hey man, let me tell y'all something. The reason why they doing all this, because like I informed you guys before, this is part of their chess play. Matter of fact, when this whole Young Dolph case first popped off, that's what I told y'all. I said, man, they about to send these people on a wild goose hunt. And I see it. Matter of fact, I said this is gonna be the biggest chess play y'all ever seen and witnessed in real time. And that's what we seeing right now, man. We seeing the biggest chess moves that gotta be part of any high profile case we ever heard of. And that's real, man. And again, we seen it. We seen it from afar. I was trying to tell y'all, I said, hey man, I told y'all, man, I'm like, they don't know which direction to point this in. They don't know if some street guys got something to do with this, some guys up that ladder, some guys in the rap industry. You feel what I'm saying? So right now, that's the reason why they keep bringing these low-level street cats, because they know it's somebody from each of those entities. You feel me? Even somebody that's associated to PRE who knew Young Dolph moves. And that's what I believe had a lot of people at a discontent towards the different artists in PRE, because they looking at Big Moochie Great. You know what I'm saying? They looking at these different artists like, I think you got something to do with Young Dolph being set up. The reason why a lot of people were saying Big Moochie Great, because y'all got to remember, he just came from a tour with Young Dolph. So right there, a lot of people already was thinking, yeah, you knew where Young Dolph was going to be at next. You understand? And the reason why, because I broke it down to you guys before, I said, hey man, y'all got to think logically. Y'all have to understand the people who can benefit the most from Young Dolph being removed. And who y'all think it is? Again, I broke it down some videos before. That's why I'm saying y'all need to go look at my past videos, because I stated before, man, at least 3 or 4 times that, hey, these are the people. I'm going to break it down. C.O. Daddy-O, number 1. Yo Gotti, number 2. And Yo Gotti Brother Big Jook, number 3. And let me break down the reasons why I'm saying these 3 people. I know a lot of folks going to say, hey, man, don't forget about Mia J. She could benefit the most based on Young Dolph being set up. I'm not saying she wouldn't, but I'm speaking from the perspective of the people who actually got other folks in their back pocket to pay them off to make sure they handle these things. And I don't think Mia J is aligned like that. I don't think she got it in her to go that far. Now, dealing with CEO Daddy O, the reason why he'll go that far because him and Young Dolph was already at odds before Young Dolph got set up. Let me let y'all know why. There was a couple interviews that Young Dolph had did where he basically was saying Paper Route was all his. Basically, he was making it seem like there was no CEO Daddy O, that he had no other business partner. You know what I'm saying? That all the artists and all the paperwork pertaining to Paper Route Empire was all him. So again, y'all got to understand how that makes CEO Daddy O feel. Then I know y'all remember the time that Young Dolph had went to go buy some jewelry for Key Glock. And the jeweler asked, hey man, you making this purchase for Key Glock? If so, I gotta call CEO Daddy O. And Young Dolph looking at the jeweler like, why you gotta call CEO Daddy O? I'm the one that make the last decisions for Paper Route, not CEO Daddy O. Why you gotta call him for? So that right there, people can already judge what was going on with Paper Route between CEO Daddy O and Young Dolph. And also along with that, I told you guys before, what I heard was there were two PREs. There was a Paper Route Empire and a Paper Route Entertainment. I believe that CEO Daddy O was over the Paper Route Entertainment, while Young Dolph had the Paper Route Empire. So again, I'm just giving you guys a gist on how I believe that CEO Daddy O would benefit from Young Dolph being set up. Again, he could take majority of the pie for himself. He don't have to divide it up between a whole nother guy. He could divide up the dividends how he feel. You understand? And then next we have Yo Gotti. Young Dolph is not there to be Yo Gotti competition no more. You feel me? Y'all already know. That's one of the reasons why Yo Gotti wanted to sign Young Dolph, because he already seen him as competition. And Yo Gotti is feeling like, hey, I'd rather have this competition on my team than on the other side. But Young Dolph, he was already thinking ahead. He already said, nah, man, I'm not about to be on your team. None of that. I got to go create my own lane, because if I stand behind you, nobody is going to notice me. And I'm not going to do that. I already seen a bunch of other artists you had signed before drop by the wayside. And that's not about to happen to me. So again, that's one reason why Yo Gotti will benefit from Young Dolph being set up. Because again, he don't have that competition right there in Memphis no more. And at the same time, y'all already know when Young Dolph proclaimed himself to be the king of Memphis, they made a lot of people feel weird. And one of those people happened to be Yo Gotti. And along with that, Yo Gotti's soldier, who happened to be Blac Youngsta. Again, when Young Dolph stated he was the king of Memphis, Blac Youngsta made some diss songs, and so did Yo Gotti. But at the same time they was making diss songs, Young Dolph was making diss songs back. And this is where he was dissing Yo Gotti brother Big Jook. And this is where Big Jook plays in a part. Now at first, Big Jook, it was nothing to him that Young Dolph had made some diss songs about it. You know what I'm saying? Because he knew that was part of the game. That was something his brother Yo Gotti was already doing to a bunch of other artists, making diss songs about it. So again, Big Jook, he was familiar with that. The thing is, it's the different people that's approaching him based on the diss songs that Young Dolph is making. So again, when he got family members, he got guys that he grew up with, is telling him, hey man, do you hear what Young Dolph said? And he like, yeah, I heard that song. And then he like, no, it's a whole nother song. And then along in those songs what Young Dolph is saying about Big Jook, y'all got to understand, even Young Dolph had acknowledged the fact that, hey man, once upon a time, Big Jook, he was respected and revered. I don't see that no more. But again, Big Jook still have his peers who respect him. And those are the people who question what he gonna do based on Young Dolph saying this and that about him in these rap songs. You feel me? And one of those people, I guess, happened to be Hernandez Govin. But to my point, I believe that he was dropped off the bag to take the rap for this case. Because like I stated to you guys before, the two people who they threw out there, they ain't got nothing on them guys. Them guys is facing their time and doing their time based on some charges they had caught before Young Dolph got set up, man. And that's real. Yeah, man, don't forget, y'all can also throw Makedas Raven in there as well. Because again, I told you guys, Big Jook been on her for a long time. And the only person that knew that Young Dolph was pulling up to Makedas at that time was Raven, man. But again, y'all pay attention. We got more in store. But as always, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's worth. Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network.